Hi everyone, my name is Echo. Today in this video, you've asked me to check out the latest updates for the More Ores and Tools add-on. Now apparently it's been updated numerous times. Now I'm not sure if this is a new feature, but if you head over to the marketplace now, go ahead and scroll down, you will notice this section, which is the recently updated. If you just keep tapping here and then click on see all, you're going to see the most recent maps, textures, and add-ons that have been updated. And if we scroll down, one of them is going to be the More Ores and Tools. It says More Ores and Tools, Trims, and Performances. This was one of the most popular add-ons on the marketplace that we have reviewed. And as you can see via the changelog, it has been updated again. So we've got trims and performance. Here are the major changes. Added trims to the armor for more personalized look. Apparently it's meant to be really cool. Magnifying glasses. They added different crafting tables to enhance your crafting experiences. Added lead carrots. Fixed a lot of bugs. And they have got the full change list in game, which is practically what we're going to check out today. Also, I keep getting a very popular question saying, hey Echo, how do you get tin? I'll also show you that in today's video. Just make sure you're updating your add-ons. The download for this is going to be 12 megabytes. Okay, so the add-on was updated twice since we last checked it out over 4 months ago. We now have the 1.1 and the 1.2 version. We're going to be checking them all out in today's video because there is a lot of new content and things have certainly been tweaked. Now, if you are new here, I would recommend starting on my first video where we go over the ore generation and how things work. And yes, if you are new here, these ores will naturally spawn in your world, whether it be a new or pre-existing. This can be toggled with the settings tool. And as you guys can see here, we actually have even more settings available now, but you can have the ore generation on or off. It looks like this was also updated. This was the ore generation when we first checked it out, and according to the changelog, it has been slightly tweaked and altered, and they have said that ore generation will be much better in the latest versions. And this also accounts for ores spawning inside of the nether. Whether you stumbled across this add-on for the first time, or you've just updated to the latest versions, you are going to be given a total of 4 items. One is a magic tablet pen. One is going to be your tablet, the settings item, and the tutorial book. So for those of you that already have this add-on, you'll know how this works. If not, grab your pen and tap on the arrows. This is going to give you the option to cycle through the whole entire tablet, which will teach you everything you need to know down to ore generation, where you can find them if they're inside of the overworld or inside the nether, and a whole bunch more, like the levels that you need to mine specific ores, etc. So I'm not going to go through this in today's video, just because we already checked it out in the first one. We do, however, have our settings button and a tutorial book. So today in this video, I want to go through the 1.1 and 1.2 updates side by side. Basically, I'm going to explain it to you in the way I think it's best to be relayed to the public. However, you can just open the tutorial book, go to patch notes, and we have 1.1. So I didn't do this in a separate video, but you guys have asked me. And this is where they improved textures, added a community Discord server, added new ores in the nether, along with armor and tools, and even a new fuel source, which is going to be sulfur. There's even amulets and so much more. I feel like this update was bigger than the 1.2, but there's just so much detail. Also, if you're interested in quality of life updates, they did say the revised armor and tool stats. Armors are no longer subject to malice. I'm not going to read all of this to you. If you have the add-on, I would highly recommend checking it out. I'm just going to relay as much information as I can in video form. So I don't think the settings tool looked like this when we first checked it out. There definitely wasn't any form of apocalypse difficulty. Ore generation could be turned on or off. This can be simply done by the tap of a button. I'm not going to turn it off because we need it in today's video. Armor effects, jewel drops, I think they are new. We have monster drops, repair kits, damage indicators, and the ore merchant. Damage indicators, again, this add-on now includes them. So if we were to find ourselves something like a cow, it's going to show you how much damage you can do. As you can see there, we did 1, We did one. Obviously, if you have a better weapon, you're going to do a lot more damage. If you don't like that, you can, in fact, turn that off. As for everybody asking me in the comment section how to get tin, you are going to need the ore, which is the cassiterite ore. This has to be put in something like a furnace or a blast furnace. Once this is actually smelted, it will be smelted into tin. So a lot of people got really confused with this. I hope this helps you out. This is going to be used for a bunch of things, not so much in today's video, but throughout the add-on as a whole. Not sure if I missed that in the previous video, but in terms of finding this ore, a lot of people said that you find this when you transition from regular stone into the deep slate layers. But I'm sure if you guys do a bunch of searching, you will manage to find it. One of the changes in 1.1 is that Adamantite didn't actually have armors and tools. Now, this is a very high-end ore. You cannot mine this with the likes of iron or diamond or netherite or even any of these. If we were to use something like black diamonds and we were to try and mine this, I think this might be a new feature. It says this block cannot be mined with this tool. However, if we did go ahead and mine it, it basically mocks you and says, yes, it's not possible. But I really like the fact that it tells you it cannot be mined with that. So all of these, it is simply not possible. You are going to need something a lot higher, which is going to be either, I think it's the likes of red diamond might work, osmium, and I also have fortune on this because I want to see if that will work. So you can do it with red diamonds. You can do this with osmium, and I want to see if fortune is actually applied when we use it on this one. Is it applied? Yes, it looks like we're definitely getting a lot more there, but just to make sure, I'm going to throw this away and do this with one. No, it's only one at a time. Let's try it with two. Do we get two? Oh, I thought fortune would have actually been applied with this. Anyway, this can now be smelted down, but things get a lot more complicated because you would think after you've smelted this down, it can then be done inside of a regular crafting table. Oh boy, are you wrong? There are new crafting tables available in 1.2. Whether you've just smelted the raw version into the ingots, or you've done this via the actual ore itself, you would think open up the crafting table and you would just make it this way. And I got really confused because that's how we would have done it last time. However, we have the introduction of a brand new crafting table. And I'll be honest with you, I kind of like it. I think it's the right way to go. So the first one we are going to make requires any type of plank and 3 cobblestone. So as you can see here, these go on the top and it's 6 like this. You're then given the crafting table, which I already do have one placed here. This doesn't actually give you the option to then craft what you want to, by the way. You are then able to use this new crafting table to make either a magic table, forging table, armory. You can also make yourself a builder's table. So these obviously have all been split into separate categories now. And like I said, I think that is the right way to go. It just means that you know you've got to go to a specific table in order to craft something. So we need the armory table. In order to do this, we are going to need 5 stainless steel ingots and some logs. Open up the new crafting table and you're able to make this. Now, finally, we can craft the armors and tools. So if we tap on craftable, we're now able to make these, which apparently weren't existed in the previous version. So let's get this made. And to be fair, it does look pretty cool. So for pre-existing players, this might seem a little bit confusing. For new players, it's not going to be too much of a problem. You just know you need to make some new tables. This one is also going to be used in order to make yourself the specific tools as well. Obviously, on this occasion, we would have to get ourselves a stick as well. I don't want to miss this. There's also something else that was introduced, and this is going to be a lead carrot. This is done in your crafting table. Now, this is going to give you the option to summon, I believe, the merchant. So if you want to get the merchant there and then, rather than it naturally spawning in your world, you can summon it at your own accord. So this is obviously going to give you the option to then get jewels, which I believe are also a new feature that has been introduced. And you can also use these to buy upgraded tools, including red diamond. I don't have any weapon enchantments on this, but look how much damage this can do. Just goes to show you that osmium is something that I would try and get. In the 1.1 patch notes, they have added amulets. Use your experience to obtain temporary bonuses with amulets. which can be made from the ores found inside the nether. So one of the new tables also available is going to be the magic table. Inside of here, you are able to make a whole range of different amulets here that give you special powers. But in order to do this, you have to adventure into the nether. So I'll show you guys a basic example here. First off, we'll grab ourselves some of this, which I believe can be turned into rope, not inside of that table. It might be inside of this one. There you go. So you're going to need rope, which is done with leads. I'm still learning this, so I do apologize. But we also have this and this. I'm trying not to butcher the name, so I do apologize. These can be made inside of here. So this is going to be the same outcome for every single one. They all require rope and a specific material, which is found inside the nether. So we'll start off with this one. And if you activate this, you can see here, it has a really cool animation and it gives you special effects. On this occasion, we ended up with night vision, but it will consume your XP. This one took 5 levels and durability will reduce rapidly. So instead of me showing you guys all of the recipes, I thought I'd just show you guys the amulets themselves. Feel free to go and do some exploring, all right? I'm not here to put it on a plate for you. I'm here to show you what is new. So again, the better the materials, the better the abilities you will have. On this occasion, we have Absorption 2. I just really love the effects. This is the fire one, which I'm guessing is fire resistance. Yes. We have Garnet, which gives you the ability of speed. This is the Lazarites. Hopefully I'm saying that right. And this one gives you the ability of health. So like, well, you're a lot stronger. Basically like you've eaten a golden apple. This one is going to be for mining. How fast are you? Okay, it's not insane. I started with 50-something levels. I'm now down to 26. And this last one is going to give you strength. So all combined are very, very powerful, but you have to earn these. And that's why I really like this add-on. If you want to get powerful, it is a serious progression-based add-on. So the amulets, yeah, I would usually not like to be overpowered. But in this add-on, it seems to be relatively balanced. Oh yeah, you probably noticed I wasn't able to make the sticks inside of here. So if I was to type in swords, you'll see here they require a stick. You're not able to make the sticks inside of this one. That is because one of the new tables is this, which is the forging, which is where you're then able to make the sticks. I would then have to go back inside of this, and then I'm able to make the sword. Now, for me, I'm not a big fan of that. I think the sticks and the actual weapons and armor should all be in one just to avoid confusion. I don't think it makes much of a difference, in my opinion. But how much damage does this do at once? 24. I think this is the highest material in the game. And then the last one we also have available here is going to be the builder table. So this is where you can make your special blocks. We did go over all of these in a lot more detail in the first video. They're just special blocks that you're able to build with. I don't think they have any specific use other than building. Oh yeah, and as for the amulets that I've showed you, here is all of the ores you are going to need. So you have to go inside the nether, as I mentioned, and obviously you're going to have to find these. This is probably something you'll do later on because we all know how deadly the nether can actually be. But I think this did actually provide and work with fortune. So I'm kind of confused as to what I showed you before didn't actually work. Here is the new nether ore. It's called Sulfur. It's just used as a fuel source. Now, I wanted to see which level you needed to mine this. You cannot do this with stone. You can do this with iron, but obviously it's going to be much slower, as you can see, and you can do this with diamonds and fortune and efficiency, etc. But obviously, if you have better tools, the likes of the osmium, you can mine this a lot faster. And fortune is actually applied. And I was like, why have they added this to the game? But it makes perfect sense. So this was introduced for people that want to go inside the nether, but don't want to actually come back to the overworld. So you could use this for blast furnaces. You could use this in smokers. You could use this in a regular furnace. Because we know inside of the nether, we have hoglins, so you can get pork chop. There's also ores inside of there. We know there's more than just nether gold now inside of there, so you could just go in there and never have to come back. So I thought this was brilliant. It's pure and simply used for that reason and that reason only. But I really like the concept of that, and I don't think people will appreciate that as much until they mess around with it in survival. I've written down humanoid equals repair kits. Now, this is something I'm still learning myself, but inside of the patch notes and inside of here, if we scroll down a bunch, they have introduced what they have called humanoids, right? So if we go down here, they said added a repair kit to fully repair armors and tools, but it's not craftable. Found by killing humanoid monsters, configurable in the settings. They've also got jewels, which was added when you kill humanoid monsters, and it can be tweaked. I had a whole bunch of this, and I think they need to outline the actual humanoids in Minecraft. Now, I can tell you, skeletons and zombies are those things in this. I killed a bunch, and then you'll end up getting yourself a repair kit. But I will actually show you if they do manage to drop them. It is a rare occurrence, but it is going to be a useful item. Now, this might make a little bit more sense with the difficulty-related things, because I currently have this as Zero Apocalypse. So Zero Apocalypse is basically just the basic stuff. So the loot quality isn't that great, and mob resistance isn't that great either. If we go back, you can have this as Impossible, Veteran, Detrimental, and also Ultimate. So if we were to go to Impossible, you can see the loot chances have improved. It says take on the challenge. Creepers shouldn't make you tremble, at least not as much. It gets so much harder. Like, they really do make this very, very difficult to survive. So I think this is just built to make your game more challenging. Let's say we put this on the highest level. So this is where mobs should actually drop things. Maybe it is like a creeper. I'm gonna kill... Oh, wait, come on. Oh, so you can actually see how strong he is. Wow. Wow. Okay, so I've got a maxed out one here. How long does it take to kill you? We all know that would usually do damage a lot quicker. Yeah, like that is going to make your game mode so difficult. Wow. So difficult. Okay, I'm going to change this for the sake of today to a little bit. In fact, you know what I'll do? I'll do /effect, and I'll do @p, and I'll give myself strength. And I'll make myself incredibly strong here. To the point where we can just one-tap them, because I'm trying to get the repair kits to drop. Now, I can tell you, I've done a whole bunch of killing, and getting these new items can take you a little bit of time. Like, the RNG chances are really, really low. And that makes this so-called repair kit a really rare item, which, again, I like it, right? I like a challenge. I feel like most of the stuff on the Minecraft Marketplace is incredibly easy. So on this occasion, I've only got one repair kit and one of the other items, which is the jewels. There we go. We got ourselves a second one there. But I can tell you, they do not drop very frequently. Most of the drops that I've had have been from zombies, not so much skeletons. So if you have things like armors, pickaxes, or even hammers, and they need to be repaired now, it says here, use an anvil to repair an object. So if we put this inside of here, I should be able to repair this as well. Yeah, I can. I'm curious about regular Minecraft tools. Not so much. So it does have to be the so-called modded related items. But it's a one-time use. Once it's gone, which means you're then going to have to go out there and kill a whole bunch more. The jewels, that was actually the first jewel I've actually had drop. So they seem to be even rarer to obtain. 2 more items introduced. One is going to be a dummy where you can test your strengths. It's really that simple. You can crouch and tap on this in order to pick this up. In terms of the recipe for making this, I actually could not figure out how to make this. But I did figure out a way to break this. So if I was to give myself the strength and punch this, you can actually kill it. Something else also introduced is going to be a handheld lantern, which can go in your offhand. And if we do /time set and we did midnight, it's just pure and simply going to be a dynamic light. Every add-on pretty much has this now. Another really cool feature introduced is that you're now able to put armor trims on the custom armors. I like this a lot. However, I was slightly gutted that you couldn't put their custom items on this. So if I was to grab myself a whole bunch of these and all of these kind of materials, for example, if I was to put, let's say, silence in there, I was hoping I could put pink diamond or lead or red or purple. I was hoping I could put them inside of there. It is simply just not possible to do. So if you wanted to customize these, now grab a couple of items here just to show you guys. I love the ruby. They have to be with the vanilla Minecraft stuff. So silence is one of my favorite. I'm going to put ruby with... How does diamond look? Oh, that does look clean. Let's go with the boots, but we'll change this and we'll go with maybe redstone. I kind of dig that. I'm going to change you. Go with snout. Put emerald inside of there. And I'm going to put this on the helmet. How does that look? Okay, acceptable. For this one, we'll change that to, let's go with Amethyst here. Not so much a fan. What about the, yeah, I like that. So you can see that you're able to fully change these. And again, absolutely huge fan of this. You can't see too much with that because it's kind of decorative anyway, but look at that. How cool is that? Just a little bit sad that I couldn't use the custom items. And what I will do is I'll grab myself the whole entire set of the obsidian, because this was one of my favorite armors when I checked it out. Let's put the tide on this, and I'm going to go straight up with, oh, diamonds. Diamonds, here we go. I'm going to put this on myself. Forget about the armor stand. Dude, look how cool this is. So you can now put, I don't know, what was that? I don't know what that was. Was that, oh, it was giving me special effects. Bad omen. Probably should take this off. It's going to cause a raid that I don't want to actually do. This was introduced in the 1.2 update. It's a codex. Now, this is made using a book, a diamond, lapis, and some ink. It can only be done in the custom crafting table, and it's basically going to keep track of all of the ores that you can possibly find. However, to do this, you're going to need a magnifying glass, which can also be done inside of here. And this was a really cool concept as well. So if we were to find ourselves one of the new ores down here, for example, it will be registered inside of the codex. So you got to get really close to it. So we'll get really close here. Try to examine this. There you go. It's now been registered. It tells you exactly where it is and the actual mining level as well. This can be found in layers 16 to 112. If we open up the codex, it says I've now found 2. Basically, this just explains what it is. It's just really good for the properties of where to find specific things. And this add-on has a lot. So we found fire opal, for example. It says it's category 3, found inside the nether. It's very common, and this is how you would find it. And it says if it's fortunable or not, which actually brings me on to the question. If we were to scroll down to what we just discovered there, is that, okay, so it's not fortunable. That makes so much more sense. It also just explains where you can find it as well. So these 2 items are probably the best 2 items that have been introduced, especially since, well, I mean, you guys can see how many ingots and ores and items there are to find inside of this add-on. And then a couple more things. Hammers. There has been some changes where hammers can now apply fortune, I believe. So that was 9. How many did we get from that? 20. So really, really cool. This add-on is 10 out of 10. Really, really impressed overall. And like I said, a bunch of quality of life changes. Next time, I'll do my best to keep this add-on. Well, I'll do the video a lot sooner rather than later. So hopefully today's video has helped you out. If you have any more questions, leave them in the comment section. But they do have a community Discord now that is going to help you. Have a wonderful day.